Right now, and now we're going to be doing the spring scale protocol. 13 pounds is the 10% target. This client weighs 131 pounds, so we round it up to 10%. All right, Kitty, the first thing I want to do is just pull steady, and I want you to resist me. Nice and easy. Hold, 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 resist, resist, and that's an 18-pound liftoff, so tolerance there is 17 pounds on the static perb anterior pull. Now we're going to pull and let go 1 pound at a time. As I pull you, I want you to resist. When I let go, maintain your balance. You're allowed to step when you have to step back. Try to take the fewest possible steps. And we'll start off with 1 pound and progressively increase it each time by 1 pound. And this is the rip component. This is the release component. I'm perving 1 pound more at a time. Steady pull and let go. Each time it's 1 pound more. 4 pounds. And I'm pulling accommodatively. 5 pounds. Now we'll go to 6 pounds. And again, some good dorsiflexion on the release. And the feet have to remain flat during the accommodation. Don't come off with your heels. 7 pounds, okay. And again, you're allowed to step back when you need to. You want to take as much pull as you can. Staying on your feet. 8 pounds, good. We're going to 9. Okay. 10, resist. Okay, 10 was the threshold, single step response. And again, I'm looking to see what happens at 13 pounds. That's her 10% target. Now we're going to 11. Accommodation. Stay with your heels down the floor. Heels came up off the floor. I'm going to give Kitty a second chance. That should be a flat heel, flat foot accommodation. Okay, good. Now that was the 1 second chance I allowed on the protocol. I'm pulling slowly and accommodatively, allowing Kitty to resist. Good, 12. Keep in mind there was a second chance as her heels came off the floor during the perb. I'm perving her to 13. There you go. 10% was a 1-step response. And now we'll just keep going, Kitty. You're okay? Alright, now we're going to go 1 more pound to 14, pulling in accommodative fashion. Okay, keep going. Good. Now we'll go to 15. Okay. So I'm just looking at the number of steps. Making sure the accommodation is flat-footed. Okay, 16, good. So she's gone through 10% on the anterior perb, which is testing posterior stepping responses. Good. Resist. Okay, then we went back, contact with the bed, uncontrollable. The protocol would stop there. So the limit was 17 pounds, and we had a 2-step response. Now we're going to turn around and do the same protocol from behind. So once the client contacts the bed, we're going to get behind the white stripe, Kitty. And come back a little bit more. That's it. So we're going to be about 3 feet away from the bed. Try to keep the distance from the bed standard. Now it's going to be a slow, steady pull. Now because there was contact with the bed, it was uncontrollable, the protocol was stopped. Now we're doing a slow, steady pull. Again, resist, just like we did before. Posterior perb, and we're testing anterior compartment. So we're working on those anterior tibials and the torquing. And she went at 12, so 11 was her perb tolerance. This is a non-stepping scaling type of assessment. Now we're going to go with the pull release, and again the instructions are the same. Resist as I load, and step when you have to step. And just to note that this scale was calibrated just prior to this test using a 5-pound weight. It was suspended with a 5-pound weight and measured exactly 5 pounds. And also was checked with a digital scale also to calibrate the pounds. So each pull is 1 pound more, and the instructions are to resist on the loading and step when you have to step. We're loading up to 7. Again, nice, slow, steady, accommodative loading. There's no intentional jerking. There's nothing unsmooth. We allow the patient to accommodate to each new successive pull. And when I get to the next pound, I have a window of 5 seconds within which I'll release the pull. So I try not to be too predictable. Okay, toes coming off the floor. Make sure you stay flat there. Okay, 10 was the threshold. Single step. And now we continue to the next pull. Okay, good. And we keep going. Keep going. Okay, that was 13. That was with 10%. Single step response. And now we keep going to see how far through 10% we could go. Good. And we want a flat foot accommodation during the test. Adding 1 pound each time. Up to 16. Good. Resist. And okay, I'm going to give a second chance that we started to lose it. I'm trying to get to 16. We'll give a second chance just to make sure it wasn't my error. Under normal testing, I wouldn't give a second chance, but for the research purposes and demonstration, we will. Okay? And now we'll go to 17. If there's any further non-accommodated response, the protocol will be stopped. Only 1 second chance per trial. Good. Now we're going to try to get to 18. That's the next trial, 18. Good. All single step responses. Go to 19. Okay, there's a non-accommodative. She was coming back. The test would be stopped at this point. Okay, have a seat, kid. You can sit down.
So have I improved?
You're doing well.